Good afternoon, Leeds fans. So now that we've got a manager in place, that leaves only one thing, the squad. So let's talk about who's staying and who is going at Leeds United and who's coming in to replace them. So when it comes to transfers, I don't really like the whole rumours, the speculation, the Twitter circus that always happens every single transfer window. I tried to focus as much as we can on just facts. So I only listen to Phil Hay, basically. If it's not coming from Phil Hay, it's not legit. So I've been reading Phil Hay's article on The Athletic and checking out Twitter and what he's posted on there. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of a summary video on my opinions on who might stay, who might come in, who might leave Leeds United over the next few weeks, because we've only got 4 weeks until the season starts. So first of all, thank you for everyone who checked out my last long form video. I'm very new to this, very new to YouTube. I do a lot on TikTok, but it's all much shorter videos, but I do really appreciate it. So if you haven't already, check out my other videos and like and subscribe, share, comment. It'd be great to interact with people. So let's talk about the players that may be coming into Leeds United first. So we have been linked quite heavily with goalkeeper Carl Darlow from Newcastle. He's got championship experience and he's a safe pair of hands. There's been no kind of concrete figures linked to it, but we are to believe that it is a strong link. But that obviously relies on us losing Illan Meslier. We'll talk about that later. If we move on to left back, a lot of people are saying there's strong links, but I'm not sure there is strong links, but there is definitely interest in Manning. He's coming in from Swansea potentially on a free transfer. Well, he's available on a free transfer anyway. I would be happy with that. We need a left back and he seems like he could fit. If we move on from left back to centre back, we have heavily been linked with Nat Phillips from Liverpool. I think this one, it's got potential. There's quite a lot of money involved in it. Figures have reported about 10 million. Liverpool fans are saying he's worth that. A lot of Leeds fans are saying that's overpriced. He hasn't played that many games. He's 26 and the numbers vary, but I'm hearing he's played between 50 and 60 games. That's not a lot for someone of his age, so we'll see on that one. If we move forward in centre mid, Hamer. I think it's pronounced Hamer, not Hammer. We've been linked with him for a while now, but again, I've not seen anything there's no numbers kicking about. There's nothing concrete to base that on. And the same if we go up front, if we look at Joel Pirro from Swansea as well. But there's a lot of clubs that are linked to him. And yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything. There was some interest at the back end of last year, but that's all I know on that one. When we talk about what Farke said that he's been speaking intensively about the squad. So obviously as part of his interview process and his first few days at Leeds United, they have been talking intensively about it. He said it's a huge task and there's so many decisions that have to be made. So it's going to be interesting to see what those decisions are. He's saying we need to make good decisions. We need to make them quickly. That doesn't always work. Sometimes quick decisions aren't the best ones, but we've got to trust him. He's the manager. He knows what he's doing. So if we move on from that to talk about who is leaving Leeds United, the only one who's definitely gone is Tyler Roberts. He's gone. I'll save my opinion on that one, but like most Leeds fans, it's not a disappointment to lose Tyler Roberts. The one that's happening next, and I believe next week, is Brendan Aronson is moving to Union Berlin on a loan. For me, I'm all right with this because I don't think Aronson, well, he wasn't good for us. And I don't think he's made for English football. He's not strong. He falls on the floor. There's a disconnect between him and the Leeds fans. The rolling around just doesn't suit Leeds United. It wasn't good to see. A lot of people say, oh, he just needs to strengthen up. But it's kind of an attitude and it's an ingrained trait of his. So I'm not sure on that one. But for me, it gets him off the wage bill. And potentially, if he has a good season out there, it gets his price tag back up. So I'm not against that one, and hopefully we'd then be able to sell him on closer to what we bought him for, because we definitely overpaid. But he is still young, so who knows. The next one, it looks like Llorente is on his way back to Roma. This one, obviously he's been there for half a season already. This one looks like this time, if he plays a certain amount of games, there is an obligation to buy. I think it's 50% of the game, something like that. So hopefully that will lead to a sale. I think the price will have dropped significantly though from the original 13 million we wanted for him. Then the next one that is definitely happening is Robin Koch, who is off out to Eintracht Frankfurt. He's already had his medical there today. I think it was today or tomorrow. And that looks like it's happening again. It's another loan deal. I'm happy to get the wages off. Like, that's good. But I think there's a loan fee attached to it. But I'm sure his contract runs out at the end of this season. So I'm not too sure whether that is a good move in terms of financially. But I don't think any Leeds fans, again, are going to be that upset to see Robin Koch go. Other than that, I think the other... Roca to Real Betis. I'm not sure whether that is a loan or a permanent, but he's keen to leave. They were keen to have him. It's been kicking around for about 4 weeks now, so hopefully that'll move forward. Rasmus Christensen, he, again, another one linked to Roma. I think it was definitely a loan deal for him rather than the obligation to buy that Llorente is. It's not confirmed, but there's a lot of chat about it. Rasmus himself said he was happy to stay at Leeds United, so we'll see what happens there. Maybe depends on what Farke thinks and sees in him and whether Cody Drama stays at Leeds. A lot of it depends on what other players do. It's kind of that domino effect. So I think that's it for in terms of players that are linked, heavily linked, and are leaving. There's lots of speculation, obviously, with Nonto and Harrison. Everyone seems to be linked to Villa and Everton, but again, all of that is rumours at the moment and interest. Interest could just be that an agent spoke to another agent. It doesn't necessarily mean anything's happened. We're all anticipating that Meslier will leave, but at the moment, no one's put an offer in for Meslier. Obviously, we're linked to Darlow and we're looking at other keepers like Trafford, but Meslier actually hasn't had any offers, so that's an interesting one. There's talk of Nonto going back to Italy. There's talk of us trying to keep Tyler Adams. It depends on the vision that the 49ers and Farke are able to sell these players. I mean, if they can sell this vision and they can get their methods and their ideas across to them, we could keep them, but I'm not holding my breath. On Adams, Sinistera, Nonto, Somerville, I'm putting them all in the same bracket. They're all way too good to be playing in the Championship, but there's a tiny little chance that they stay. I think the main thing for players like Rodrigo, Nonto and Somerville is they want to play at the Euros next year, and their countries are more likely to select them if they're playing top flight. The other one I want to talk about was Rutter. At the moment, Phil Hay said there's no plans to lose Rutter, and I think a lot of us Leeds fans are pretty happy about that because, let's face it, we've spent a lot of money on him, and we want to see, is there potential there? What is the potential? Is he going to go on to have an absolute stormer of a year? One other that I don't know about is Dan James. I want Dan James to have a good season, prove a point, and finally justify all that interest and speculation and money that we've invested in him. So I'll be interested to see what happens with Dan James. There's a few others coming back off loan, like Cresswell, like Lewis Bate. We'll just have to wait and see. Jamie Shackleton as well. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see stay, who you want out, who would you like to bring in. Because at the moment, nothing's concrete and everything's up in the air. So again, thank you for watching this video. Not quite as long as yesterday's, but it's long for me anyway. Appreciate the support.